What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Forever Stranded Lost Souls. Oh yeah, guys, so I just updated the pack to the latest version. Yep. And some things that I've noticed. Well, before I updated to the latest version, when I logged back into the world since the last episode, I was looking at our gearboxes that we have all the way up here. As soon as I logged in, I heard that sound of a gearbox breaking. I was like, oh no. So yeah, I broke it. It was working fine when I logged out the last time. I logged in, it was broken. I went and repaired it, put it back, it broke. I repaired it again, put it back, it broke. Okay, so I decided to update to the latest version of the mod pack, and I took out the broken one, repaired it, put it back, and it works just fine. So I think that that's some problem with the mod or forge, or I don't know. I've updated to the latest version of this pack, like I said, which came with a forge update. So yeah, everything seems to be working correctly now. Other things that I've noticed, though, as I was reading the changelog for the mod pack, is that they changed some requirements, the different skill levels for having different items. I was like, okay, cool. That really shouldn't affect us. We've, done some leveling up. We've gotten some things done here. I saw that some of our mushrooms had spread, so I went over to go break one, and I don't meet the requirements to use the item. My sword that we've been using for a long time. It requires 18 attack now. Right. So we can't use this thing until we level up. That's kind of a problem. I think we're finding everything else, but the sword itself does have some requirements here. Yeah. I haven't gone through every single thing in my inventory to see if we meet the requirements or what else has changed, but yeah, I think we should be okay on most things here. I was kind of hoping one of the things they would have changed was diamond armor not requiring the diamond ingots or whatever, but no, those are still the same. I don't know if we can get any further information on these things. Oh, I think, yeah, if you hold shift while looking at things, I think that was updated since the last time. And I also saw that, like in my very first episode, I mentioned that I added Tip the Scales to the mod pack. I saw that that mod was added to this mod pack by default, so that's awesome. I'm no longer adding additional mods. It just comes with it, so I like that. So yeah, we need to get ourselves more levels here in order to be able to attack stuff. Yeah, that's definitely going to be very, very important. So currently our attack is at 15, and this requires 18, so we have to put 3 more levels into attack. So I think that's going to be the first thing that I'm going to deal with. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to just vein mine. Well, I'll break out stuff until we find coal or whatever so we can mine it naturally, I guess. But yeah, I definitely want to get to the point where we can use our sword. If I run into something and try to attack it, it's like you can't use it. That's going to be such a big problem. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be the first thing I do. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to mine out some stuff, try and get these 3 levels, and then we'll continue on. Okay, guys, so I spent some time upstairs mining a little bit more, and then I realized, we are not doing this very efficiently. Up at the ceiling of the nether, there's really, well, I guess you can find ores pretty much anywhere, but it just didn't feel like we were mining anything out. We were just mining this huge area. There wasn't a lot to see. So I decided to go back down to our branch mine area, and I dug like a second basement or a third basement. I don't remember what it is. Anyway, we found a whole bunch of nether quartz. We found some nether coal. We got the levels that we needed. We needed attack 18, so we did that. I put some more points into building. I think 2 more points. And then I put 1 point into gathering. So gathering and building are definitely things that we need. I was kind of looking for the future. We've been talking about this for a while, getting ourselves some kind of a hammer from Tinkers. And that does require us... Oh, you know what? That does allow us. So why some of these do not? Oh, this is Tinker's Construct. So Tinker's Construct requires different levels. Tinker's Complement hammers, apparently we have lower levels. I did not realize this. Okay, well, we have 2 different types of tools. Both are hammers, and both of them have different levels. So we might be able to make ourselves some kind of a hammer here. But anyway, I saw these were the requirements for these hammers over here, so I was like, okay, we should probably put more points into mining and gathering. Well, I guess not mining, but gathering. Anyway, so we got points into there. Another thing that I have forgotten though, since this is an updated version of the pack, we should go into the quest section under survival here and click both of these buttons. So this should update our quest, and that should update the loot rewards if there are any changes. So we need to click this box and click this button. So that runs this console command, and then we need to go in here and do that once again. So we'll click this button and click that. So if there's anything that needs to be updated with the quest, that should do it for us. Okay, so that shows that this is complete. This one shows, oh, this one has a cooldown. This one doesn't. Weird. So I guess I can click this one as many times as I want to. So anyway, that should update these quests. Now we can see here we have a flint hatchet as one of the requirements now. And that will give us a bunch of stuff. Oh no, that's a choice. We have one option between all this. I'm pretty sure we already did this one. I don't know why that reset, but that was part of the things that got reset with us pressing that button. I'm not sure. Chime in the wind. This says that's completed, but I never did that one. Yeah, things get kind of messed up with better questing, apparently, when you update the quest. I don't think we ever did this one, but it says we did. But yeah, we don't have access to even click on that one yet. It's so weird. I might have to go through and set myself into edit mode and then set this one to be not done. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we got that done. So anyway, I'm thinking what we need to do at this point. I really feel like what we need to do is get ourselves a smeltery. Now, the reason why I want to do that is because I want to make myself a tinker part. I want to put a copper binding on this netherrack pickaxe. That should give us the well-established copper binding. That should give us the well-established trait, which gives us XP for every block that we mine. So as I'm branch mining or as I'm digging out a room, we will gain XP that way. So I really feel like that's probably what we want to do. Also, I would like to build ourselves a mob farm. I was looking at spikes a little bit ago, and the gold spikes, which drop experience, do not have any building requirement. So the gold swords do have a magic requirement, but I believe that's for using the item. I don't think it costs to craft it. So I think as long as we have all the gold required, so what is that? That's 6 ingots, 9 ingots, 18 ingots for 4 of these spikes. I think we should be able to set up some kind of a mob farm, or at least set these spikes up for the killing portion of the mob farm. And also vector plates are in this pack. We do have dark utilities. This does require sugar. I have been collecting our sugar cane regularly, but it does require slime balls in here. Now, magma cream is also a substitute, and we do have some molten cores, which will give us some magma creams. But also, I was looking at this, and it looks like rice slime ball, that's another alternative. I don't know if we have rice, but yeah, coagulated blood. So if we get a smeltery going, we can smelt down rotten flesh into blood. It costs 4 rotten flesh in order to make a slime ball, a coagulated blood slime ball, but we can use this as a slime ball alternative, which will allow us to make vector plates, which will allow us to spawn monsters on top of them and then push them to where we want them to be. So I think that is going to be really good. So I think today we're going to focus the rest of this episode on trying to get ourselves a smeltery. Now, in order to do that, we need to get ourselves seared brick. Yeah, these seared bricks, these are the construction materials for the smeltery. In order to make one of those, we do need the seared brick, right? So a seared brick comes from seared stone, and in order to get seared stone, we have to melt grout, it looks like. That gives us 2 ingots worth. We could also melt other seared products. Now, normally you can melt down cobblestone. I didn't see that recipe in here a little bit ago, so that has been removed as far as I can tell. Now, in order to melt down grout in a smeltery, we need a smeltery, right? Yeah, I think we can also melt that down using this over here, our porcelain melter, porcelain tank, and the porcelain casting table. I think we're going to be able to do that. So we're also going to need to get ourselves an ingot cast and potentially a porcelain casting basin, one of the 2 things probably. So we could sacrifice an ingot in order to do that, like an iron ingot. I think that'll be fine. And then I think we need 2 pieces of gold in order to make a mold. How are we doing on gold over here? I think the last time we melted down gold in there, it did not double. So let's try putting in 2 pieces of gold here, and then we will place that right there. We casted something else out on this table before. Did we already make an ingot? I almost feel like, or an ingot mold. I feel like we did, but I don't know where I put that. Is it over here maybe? No, no. I don't know. I remember setting this thing up and I remember casting something, but I don't know where our thing is. So anyway, let's just go ahead and pour the gold onto this iron ingot. That will make an ingot cast. There we go. So now when we pour out seared stone onto this thing, we can make the brick, right? Okay, so the next step is we're going to need to get ourselves grout. All right, so grout requires porcelain, clay, or unfired porcelain, and we've seen the unfired porcelain. We can get 2 clay plus another quartz, gives us 2 of those. Yeah, so we're gonna want a lot of grout here. So we have plenty of sand, we have plenty of gravel, and then we have lots of cobblestone that we can hammer back down into these parts, right? We also have the triple compressed and quadruple compressed cobblestone that we can convert down again into the regular cobblestone. Looks like we have an unfired porcelain here, and then some more clay balls there. Great. Okay, so we have all these different things. Let me try and sort that properly. We have all these different things here in order to help us out. So I also need to make some more clay itself. So we have dust. We saw how to convert leaves into water, and then with the water we can place dust in there to get the clay. So I'm gonna do a whole lot of stuff here. I guess we can take some of the leaves from this. Yeah, we'll take the leaves from that, and we'll take the leaves from this. Like so, and I guess I'll eat this apple or something a little bit later. There's no more room in that chest for it. Yeah, we'll take these leaves, we'll convert that into water, we'll convert the water into, or the water plus the dust into clay. We'll get some stuff done. We'll be back, guys. Alright guys, so I finally decided to make some more of these oak crucibles here. So we have a total of 6 of them because we had a total of 6 of the living wood slabs originally. Well, we had 5 left over. So yeah, we're making water 6 times faster, but a thing I just noticed. I was trying to figure out a faster way to make the clay. It turns out you can put the dust directly into these things. You don't have to take the water out of this, put it into the wood barrel, and then put the dust in there. I had the wood barrel sitting right here, and I was doing that. And I was trying to figure out a way, maybe if I put the bucket in my offhand and the dust in this hand, if I could get the water here and then place the dust in there. It turns out just right-clicking on these puts the dust in there. So that is something I did not know before. So you can see I don't have any clay blocks on me. If I right-click that again, we do get the clay blocks on us. So this does in fact work. Yep. That's so much better. So now we have a decent amount, of clay in order to make the porcelain clay that we're trying to make here. So yeah, we can do 2 of those like so, and then we do a little bit of this like that, and there we go. There is a stack plus 7. I don't know how much of this unfired porcelain we're gonna make. I was gonna make a whole, well, I guess 2 stacks worth, whatever a stack of nether quartz would get us. So yeah, I'll keep at this for a little bit longer. Shouldn't be too much longer here. And then hopefully we will be able to get ourselves some grout made and start making ourselves a proper smeltery. Okay guys, so we got a lot of the porcelain clay done, the unfired porcelain, and I was gonna start hammering out a bunch of gravel and sand. So in order to make this, we're gonna want 8 stacks of sand and then 8 stacks of gravel, because we have 2 stacks of the unfired porcelain, right? So previously, before I updated the pack, we were not able to place compressed cobblestone because it required magic and something else, and we didn't have the skill for that. That skill requirement is gone. So we can now place down compressed cobblestone, and we can finally start using these compressed iron hammers, which is gonna be fantastic. So yeah, with this, get out here, Enderman. With these, we can just place these guys down, and then as we hammer them with the compressed hammer, we should be able to get 9 gravel back. Yeah, that's gonna be really good. And I think you can vein mine those. I haven't tried. Yeah, it looks like you absolutely can. So that's gonna save a lot of time here. So I'll go ahead and do this. This will end up getting us 9 stacks of gravel, which is 1 stack more than what we really need, but you know what? It's better to have a little bit extra for later, in my opinion anyway. So I will go ahead, vein mine all of this stuff, and then I will have to do this again for the sand, but again, this is gonna be so much faster than it was before, so I'm very, very happy with this. A little bit more vein mine there. Yeah, look at that. We got many stacks of gravel now. So good. Oh my goodness. Thank you for that change. Okay guys, so in almost no time at all, we have ourselves 9 stacks of sand and 9 stacks of gravel. We only need 8 of each, so I'll put away a stack of both of those. So now we should be able to come in here and say, hey, I want a stack of grout. And also we should be able to say, hey, I want another stack of grout. Is that not crafting? Wow, that took a really long time. All right, so there's that and that. I think it pulled some of the sand and gravel from this chest over here instead of my inventory. I kind of wish it would not do that. I guess we could just move the crafting station away. Yeah, we'll go and put those things back the way it was. Quest complete, grout. All right, so we have 2 stacks of grout. An extra unfired porcelain I'll put away as well. Let's go to our quest book here. Yeah, so under the tinker section, where is it? Yeah, tinkering. So we do have a quest here for grout, and that is now complete. That's going to give us a loot chest. Let's claim it, and let's see if we get anything. Great! We get ourselves 2 sticky pistons, 2 pistons, 2 dispensers, and 2 droppers. All right, well, I can't complain with any of that stuff. That's pretty okay. Unfortunately, we are running out of inventory space very quickly, so I'll just go... And we're out of space over here too, aren't we? Dang. Okay, well, those are going to stay in our inventory for a little bit. I'll have to make some more chests or something later. So now that we have the grout done, let's go ahead and take a look at the next quest, which is SMELTERY. In order to make certain alloys, you're going to need to build a smeltery. You can use the seared stone obtained from smelting grout. Right. So we have to make all of these different pieces here, which means we need to get ourselves grout smelting in our melter over here. I haven't tried this yet. I can only assume this is going to work, and it looks like it's melting just fine, but this will take time. This is not going to be something that's going to be instant, unfortunately. Now, I wonder if there is a way for us to automatically pour out of this thing faster. I don't know. Do we have Ender IO in here? I'm not seeing anything that looks like Ender IO in here. I was kind of hoping we'd be able to get some conduits going. Oh, you know what? This is 1.12. Ender IO has not been updated in 1.12, has it? Okay. So, yeah, Ender IO is not something that we can do. I wonder, do we have translocators in here? Oh, we got chest transporters. That's cool. That'll help out for moving things around a little bit later. Trying to think, what else we have? Thermal expansion, so we want fluid duct. Can we even make these yet? 12 building. Can we craft it? Copper and lead. Okay, so we can make a fluid duct. Will break if contents are extremely hot or cold. So we'd want to make the hardened fluid duct, which is Invar and lead. So in order to do that, we have to have a smeltery, I think. So, yeah, I'm not sure if there's a better way of moving fluids at this point in time. So that, oh, okay, so that gives us 3 blocks of seared stone. That's more than I thought it was going to give us, I think. Well, let's start casting out our first bit of seared stone here. And there's one. Oh man, that gives us a lot. That's way more than I thought it was going to give us. 2 blocks, 2 ingots. So each one of that grout is giving us 4 of these seared brick, which is great. Yeah, so we'll be able to get a lot of seared brick going for our smeltery. Way more than I thought we were going to be able to. So yeah, I'm going to stay at this for a little while now. We could put a hopper underneath this and try and... Well, you know what? I think I'll do that now. Let's make ourselves a hopper. Let's just save the headache of having to remove the items. So we have 1 chest here, and then we need 5 iron. Let's do this, that, and one of those. Hopper get. Okay, no requirements on the hopper, thank goodness. And we'll just go ahead and pop out that block underneath there, like so. So anything that goes into here, when that hardens up, the item should just appear down the hopper down below, and I don't have to worry about taking it out. I just have to sit here and click this thing multiple times. Anyway, I'm going to have to click this multiple times for a long time. Let me keep at it, and we'll be back, guys. Alright guys, so I'm here looking at this quest, what we need to do to complete it. So we need a seared tank, 2 seared brick, smeltery drain, smeltery controller, and a faucet. So a lot of these are the basic recipes. Faucet, 2 seared brick, we got a smeltery drain, nothing crazy there. I made a casting basin and a casting table. And now we need to make ourselves a smeltery controller, which is not the normal recipe. Yeah. So in order to make a smeltery controller, we need to get ourselves seared stone poured onto a porcelain melter. So the porcelain melter, we made this already. That's what we're using to smelt down our gravel, or I'm sorry, our grout. So in order to make that, we should probably figure out the best recipe. So we need 5 porcelain brick plus either a porcelain window or a porcelain tank or a porcelain gauge. So we have 3 different options. So the gauge requires 5 glass, 4 brick. The tank requires 8 brick plus a glass. And finally, what's the last one? The window. So that is 6 porcelain brick plus 3 glass. I kind of feel like the one that takes the 5 glass and the 4 porcelain brick is going to be our best option here. So I made up a few of these different porcelain bricks here, and then we have some extra glass. So there is a porcelain gauge. So we need that, and then that. So that'll give us a porcelain melter. Cool. So now we also need to get ourselves a seared tank. So the seared tank. So to get one of those, we need to get ourselves a porcelain tank and then pour some seared stone on there. So I completely read it wrong when I tried to get this going. Yeah, we definitely need to have 8 of these porcelain bricks in order to do this. So a seared tank, again, porcelain tank, and then that requires a piece of glass surrounded by 8 of the porcelain brick. So yeah, we now have 4 of those, so we're just waiting on that. So while we're waiting on that, we can see if we can get ourselves a smeltery controller made. Okay, so we need to get rid of this. It'll all just go into the hopper, that's fine. So we need a casting basin, and then we need to put ourselves a porcelain melter here. And then we have some seared stone, so I'll just right click on that. So we'll pour the seared stone into the smeltery casting basin with the, what is that thing called? The porcelain melter. Or was it the melter? Yeah, I think it was the melter. Anyway, so there is our smeltery controller, finally. Okay, so now that we got that done, we need to come over here and grab the rest of this stuff. So there is that. So there is 8 of a seared, or I'm sorry, the porcelain brick round piece of glass for a porcelain tank. We have to do the same steps over here. So we just put the tank in here and pour the seared stone on there. And then that should give us our smeltery tank. Seared tank is what it's called. The smeltery tank. And there it is. So now we should have everything, and that should complete the quest, I do believe, unless there is another step. No, that is all we needed to do. Awesome. All right, so now that we have all of these things, that's going to give us 1 loot chest. So let's claim it and let's pop it. So that's 20 gravel and 20 cobbled soul stone. Not the best reward, but we've had worse before, right? Okay, so now that that's all done, we need to get ourselves all the parts that we're going to need in order to make ourselves the smeltery proper. Now, smeltery takes up a decent amount of space, and I'm not sure if we're going to put it down here. Normally, I make it 3x3 in the center, so it's like a 5x5 with the outside walls, and we don't really have the room down here, so we might end up putting it all the way upstairs. Now, if we're going to do that, that is going to be 12 blocks per layer, excluding the controller and the tank and the drains, right? So I'm not sure if we're going to have enough of this brick. Well, it looks like we're going to have a decent amount here. We might be able to make a 1-layer tall smeltery. But yeah, that should get us going. So let's go and do that. So we need to get ourselves, I think, a total of 14. 13 bricks? Minus the controller, minus the tank, minus the drain. I think that's what we need for right now. And then we can always make some more of the seared brick later. We know how to do that. Maybe it'll be faster to make it in the smeltery. One can only hope. Okay, so another thing that we are going to have to do is start putting more cobblestone into our crucible over there to turn into lava, because we are going to need lava in order to power our smeltery. So I'll put the seared tank here. We'll grab a bucket of lava. I already have one prepared. I did fill up our porcelain melter. Maybe we should snag some of the lava from over there. Did I grab that? Yeah, I did. Let's see. If we come over here, I think we can snag some of this lava and just kind of speed up the process a little bit. So we have 3.2 buckets. Perfect. So this holds 4 buckets. We are 100% full on that. So now we should be able to take that upstairs and set it out and have plenty of room. I'm going to use cobblestone slabs on the top of the smeltery to prevent any mob spawning. Normally I throw a torch up there since we're in the nether, that's not going to help us because mobs can spawn regardless of light level. Okay, so let's get all the way... Oh, you know what? I should probably grab the casting basin and probably our casting table. Porcelain casting table. Yeah, let's grab that. We could also grab the hopper too. I suppose we can take all of this stuff with us. All right, let me put this thing back here. Cool. All right, so we'll leave that all alone. So now we should be able to set up a proper smeltery all the way up here. Again, my goal is to try and get ourselves parts for our pickaxe here that will allow us to start collecting XP for mining. Now, I did put luck on there. I can't remember if I put 60 of our lapis or just 1 on there. I'd have to put it into the table in order to tell you for sure. So yeah, I did dig out more this way. You see, it's like I got all the stuff up there in the ceiling and all that stuff, and we have it all slabbed so nothing can spawn in here. Where we're gonna put the smeltery, I don't know. We could dig it into the wall a little bit, or we could leave it out. Probably for now, I'm just gonna randomly throw it on the floor here. Oh, you know what? I did miscount the seared bricks because we also need 9 of those for the bottom of it. I was just thinking about the 1 layer ring around it. Okay. So let's figure this out. This will be temporary, and we will in fact move this to a permanent location once we start digging out a little bit more here. All right. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Yep, I completely did not count those blocks right here when I was counting everything else. Now, the way I normally make my smeltery is I put the controller in the center front, right? And then I put the tank in the rear middle, like so. And then I usually make it 2 blocks tall and then put the drains up here. Since we're only going 1 block tall for right now, I will put the single drain right here. And then we got to fill in the rest of these blocks here with just the seared brick. So it looks like we are missing 3, 4, 5 brick. We have enough for 2. Okay, so we can make just a little bit more stuff here. All right, so we need 3 more brick in order to complete this thing. I will go ahead and put the slabs on here just to prevent mobs spawning. Definitely don't want anything spawning on this thing. Now, this is going to be a problem. I'm noticing this will be spawnable space down here. So we will have to eventually, I think we can put a cover on top of this thing to prevent anything, if it does spawn in there, from getting out. As far as preventing spawns in this, I'm not sure how to do that, if it is even possible. I'm pretty sure these are spawnable blocks. Anyway, I think we'll just leave it like that for now. I'll go ahead and finish up making the rest of the smeltery parts. Hopefully we'll be able to make ourselves a copper binding, and we will be right back. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I made a few more blocks and I got the smeltery set up the way I wanted. Obviously we're going to want another casting basin over here with another faucet so we can do 2 blocks at a time. We have our casting table over here with one of those, so we can put another casting table or basin over here and do 3 blocks at a time depending on what we want to do. But for right now, I think that's going to get us going. So 1 gold does double into 2 ingots into here. In the melter, it only was 1 to 1, so we do double in the smeltery, which is good. I brought some extra stuff just in case it didn't work. So I casted out our mold here with a cobblestone version of the binding. Melted down 1 of these copper ore chunks in here, and we got 1 more ingot. So I'll cast out 1 more, and we can throw it on the shovel, I suppose, since that does require a binding too, and we might as well get XP from everything that we do. So there is 2 of those. Now I think everything should be non-spawnable. I'm not sure if things can spawn here with the faucet. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, what we need to do now is just head all the way back down again. Then we can upgrade our pickaxe with the copper binding. Same thing with our shovel, which is going to be great. Now, I did make myself a night chisel. This does not have any building requirements or anything on there. I did see that one of the chisels did, though. I'm not sure which one it was. Maybe nothing from the chisel mod. Maybe I'm thinking of the one from the Tinker's Construct mod. But anyway, I casted out the seared stone into blocks. Then I used the chisel itself. We go in here, we can take a look at this. You click on whatever block you want to chisel, and it shows you all the different types, and you can see what that looks like if you're building, like in a panel or a hollow or whatever else. Anyway, so we had the seared stone. This is the way it came out in the casting basins. I just chose that, did shift click and chiseled all in my inventory. So yes, we were able to make the seared brick so everything looks the same, which is great. Okay, so now let's come over here to our tool station. We're gonna place in our pickaxe. So this has 5 modifiers. It's at a master level, I think. Does it even show there? No, it says here. So it is at a master level. We have a bunch of modifiers on there. I don't know if changing this requires a modifier or not. It does not appear so. We still have 5 modifiers. Now that's going to give us the well-established, which I haven't tried before, but I can only assume, or I haven't tried in this pack, I can only assume it's going to do what we want to do with it. So we have 1 modifier. Yeah, it did not change our modifier at all. Okay, so now comes the moment of truth. What I would like to do is do some mining with this pickaxe and see if we do in fact get levels for mining now, or at least XP. Oops, took a little bit of damage there. I do have slabs on me. We can come over here and do a little bit of mining off this wall. That should be fine. Well, we get a little bit of XP. So we're at 3 levels. If I do that again, we're at 5 levels, guys. So that's what we want to do. This is how we're going to get our levels. This is how we're going to skill up. I can turn ore excavation to do thousands of blocks if I want to. I could dig out, I don't know, a couple 100 block tunnel here, turn up ore excavation to 10,000 blocks or whatever, and just go until we completely run out of food. Although I don't know, does that kill you in this pack? It might. That might not be a great idea. But anyway, you guys get the idea. We can do a whole lot of vein mining now, or excavating, I guess, if you want to be correct with the mod. We can do that, which is going to be fantastic. We can do more branch mining pretty much every time we mine with this. Not every time, but pretty much every time. You see we're getting XP for doing it, which is great. Oh my goodness, that's going to speed up us getting XP significantly. Other things that we're going to do, like I said, mob farm is in the works. We'll probably be looking at doing that here in the very near future. I guess I should mine these out here. A decent amount of iron, isn't it? Let me replace those blocks. Yeah, getting a mob farm going with those vector plates, that's going to be a very significant way for us to get XP as well. So we'll be definitely looking at that in the near future, probably the next episode. Guys, we're going to wrap the episode up here for today. I did record this entire episode with a brand new microphone. Let me know in the comments down below if it sounds better, sounds worse, you didn't notice, etc. But that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.